So, first of all, we start from the basic in astronomy and cosmology chapter. So, we have some basic definitions, just like the first one is related to galaxy. So, galaxy is like a large collection of dust and gas particles, right? Bounded by the gravitational force in simple words. So, we can define it is a huge collection of dust, gases, and stars bounded by the gravitational force. And there are different types of galaxies. For example, if we write down some names, we have a spiral one, spiral galaxy, elliptical, irregular. So basically, these are some types of galaxies we will discuss further in detail when we got some specific questions related to it. Then we have a concept of stars. We also know about it, how to define it. So the basic definition, sun is also the example of the star. So it is also a gas, large cloud or gas mostly it consists of, because in the formation of the star chapter in IGCSE, in new syllabus we studied that hydrogen isotopes are going to perform fusion reaction to get helium in the output. Okay. So basically in also stars, so a huge cloud of gas, mostly hydrogen and helium, that produces light and heat using fusion reaction. So this is the basic idea of the stars that we already studied from the basic level. And the third point is like the other bodies in space. So we have meteoroids. So if we talk about the meteoroid, so these are small rock or stones moving in space. And when they enter Earth atmosphere, they becomes meteor, because it starts to convert into the ball of fire because of the gravitational force, and that becomes a meteor. Earth's atmosphere, and they become meteor.
And are they like hot? Like are they on fire or like no?
Basically, in space, they are just like a rock, simple rock material. But when they enters the
Then is it comet?
yes, and they also have
Like the
proper yes. Initially in the space, they are the part of asteroid belt. Asteroid belts are like the orbit for the large rocks in the space. So basically, just like the
okay.
planets, the large rocks also have their specific orbit after like four planets. Okay, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars. So after the Mars, there is asteroid belt. So in that asteroid belt, large pieces of rocks are moving in a proper orbit. But if some rock leaves that the orbit, so definitely that it starts to move in the space region in random direction. And let's suppose when they starts to break into the smaller rocks, so they becomes meteoroids. Initially, they are asteroids, and when they are close to any planet, for example, if we consider the Earth planet, so definitely we know that gravitational force of Earth attracts the bodies. So in the same way, other planets have their own gravitational force. So they also attract that small pieces of the rock. And definitely because of gravity, when you drop something from the maximum height, so it starts to increase the speed. And because of air resistance and strong gravitational pull force, it starts to convert into the heat ball because of air resistance and friction in the atmosphere. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Because in space, we know that the temperature is very low and there is no such atmosphere. So that's why when they enter specific atmosphere, so their temperature increases very quickly. And then we have
Okay.
asteroid. So for asteroid, we can say that these are large size stone that floats in space, and meteoroids are the smaller one, just like we discussed. And these are also broken out of asteroid. So basically, asteroid have their orbit around a star. And the fifth one is about comets. So most of the people think that a star also like they also used to observe the bodies coming from the space towards the earth, and they used to call shooting stars. Basically, those are not shooting stars; those are actually the comets, because comets are again the dust and the particles of the rock and ice. So basically, from that ice, definitely when it starts to reach a certain atmosphere or near to any planet or near to the sun, let's suppose, So the temperature of that specific comet starts to increase. And when the temperature of the comets starts to increase, so definitely the ice starts to melt. And when the ice melt, so that ice actually makes a line in the atmosphere, and that seems like the shooting star. Okay. So basically, that is not the
Okay.
star. Those are actually comets. So what happens in it?
Okay.
Yes. And we can define, for example, these are a collection. Yes. And dust, rock, and also ice particle. And due to heat, so due to heat, gas, and dust, trail is left behind, forming a trail. So these are the bodies actually, not the stars. Okay. And then we have two more, the concept of the planet. So planets can be defined as the bodies. They have their own orbit. Celestial body means body is the outer space and that have a proper orbit. And we consider sun also as the star. So the planet Earth is orbiting around the sun, and they have spherical shape. Due to gravitational force. So this is the concept of the planet. Okay. And the last one is about the black holes. In the topic of formation of the star and the life cycle, the death of the star, we studied that initially it starts to perform the fusion reaction, and when hydrogen runs out in the fusion reaction, so helium continues the process. And definitely when the fusion reaction comes to an end, so because of strong gravitational force, it starts to absorb, or it starts to attract everything towards the center, and that is because of the strong gravitational force. And then it is converts into the black hole, or like in the white. So basically for black hole we used to write some basic idea, like it is a place in space where gravity is so strong that even light cannot escape And
So
just
it kind of just sucks everything into it.
exactly, because in the life cycle of the star, just like we studied in IGCSE and O levels, so there is a complete topic of the life cycle of a star. So initially,
Yeah, like when it dies, it can become a black hole, like if it was really big, right?
exactly, so it is produced, star dies. So these are some basic information for the bodies that we know about it, and it will also helps you to differentiate between them, because when we are writing the name, so it will be easy for us to understand the thing, that exactly what we are talking about in this specific concept. Okay. Then we have some new concepts. For example, there is a concept of stellar and interstellar. So the meaning or the difference between these two terms is, stellar means related to stars, interstellar means between stars. So this is the difference between the term stellar and interstellar. And there is also a name of the movie Interstellar. So that also means the same thing between the stars. And then we have some new terms like luminosity. So basically, the word luminosity is derived from the concept of like something is glowing or something is emitting energy. Okay, because light is also the form of energy, and normally we observe stars and other bodies in the space. We observe in different videos, different movies, and different pictures also, that bodies are mostly glowing in space. So the term luminosity also derives from the same idea. So luminosity means that when something is glowing or emitting energy, because light is also the form of energy. So if somebody is giving out light, so definitely it is emitting out energy. Okay.
Okay.
So the word luminous we are talking about, word luminous. So luminous means glowing or emitting energy. Okay, because for normal peoples in daily life, they used to say that it is like shining, it is giving out light. But for science students, they know that light is the form of the wave. So it is also emitting out energy, or like the waves or radiations are coming out. Okay, so because we understand these terms, but normal people used to say that it is glowing or light is coming out. Okay.
Okay, okay.
And basically, this term is also like the word intensity, right? We discussed the word intensity. So the word intensity gives you the idea of power per unit area, right? When a certain amount of power is passing through a certain area, so that is called intensity, right? So luminosity is also like the same thing for stars and for space bodies. Okay, so we can say luminosity, it is the total power of the radiation emitted by the star. Okay. And just like we already discussed, it only not includes the light, but it also includes electromagnetic radiations. So the radiation from the body not only includes light, but it also includes all type of electromagnetic radiations. So whenever we talk about any type of radiation or emission of energy, so we are also talking about electromagnetic radiation. And secondly, if we talk about the factor that affects the luminosity, so luminosity is affected by surface area, and the
Is it
surface
gonna be like inverse square proportion, like square inverse with surface area? Because it's like luminosity is kind of like intensity of,
exactly.
right?
So it is almost like the same thing, intensity. We used to discuss for the normal bodies on the earth surface. We will write the formula also that is related to the radiant flux intensity. So right now there is no formula and there is no direct or inverse link we need to mention over here. So it gives you about the information for only total power, like how much power. So SI unit is also watt. For example, if we talk about sun's luminosity, because sun is also emitting out energy, we are getting electromagnetic radiation, we are getting light energy, and we are getting other type of intensity coming out, radiations coming out from the sun. So the SI unit for luminosity is only watt because it is related to the power. So for example, sun's luminosity, it means, so this is a constant value, and it helps you to understand the idea that how to write the value for luminosity. So it is equals to what? So it means it is only a single concept of power. Okay. But definitely the size of planet, the size of a star, or whatever the body we are talking about. So definitely it depends upon the size of the body and the temperature of that body also, right? And then if we talk about a proxima, because that is also the type of the star. Sun is also the star. Proxima is like another example of it, and it is from, just like in the cycle of the star, we discussed there is some average size bodies and some are large size bodies. So these are large size bodies, and the value is approximately equals to 30 watts, right? So these are some examples. And for the specific formula, To get the specific formula for luminosity, we need to compare luminosity with the radiant flux intensity. So let's see how radiant flux intensity is linked with the luminosity. So the next topic is about radiant flux intensity.
Would they like give me this in like the numericals and stuff in the questions or no?
Basically, the formula for radiant flux intensity can be used in numerical. Okay, because for this purpose, definitely some constant values are required because we don't know about the values for the space bodies. Generally, we were talking about mostly macro bodies on the Earth, especially. So for space, definitely they need to give some constant values. Then we are able to solve the question. Otherwise, it will be difficult for us. Okay,
Okay.
radiant flux intensity. So basically, it is related to luminosity. So it is the luminosity incident per unit surface area.
So it's kind of like the power over surface area again.
Exactly.
Wait, what would be the unit for this then? Because luminosity is power. So it'd be
Mm.
like watts,
Yes, basically we will include some more factors. Area normal to
90 degrees.
surface. Yes. Because right now we are working with the spherical bodies. So definitely we are going to use the value for the area of the spherical bodies. Normally we use a linear area for normal bodies on the earth and normal conditions, but right now we are using a spherical one. So for example, if we have a certain spherical body, so for this spherical body, we have a center and surface area. So to calculate the surface area, we need to use the formula A is equals to 4 pi d square. And according to the definition, luminosity incident per unit surface area normal to that surface. So formula will be equals to I equals to L over the surface area. And the surface area is equals to 4 pi d square. So this is the formula we are going to use. And basically for a sphere surface, let's suppose if you consider the shape of the football. So in the shape of the football, there are different patches on it. Okay. So if you consider any specific patch, so that gives you a certain surface area of the sphere, right? So that is a slightly curved surface and that is a slightly a curved pattern. So from that curved pattern, multiple lines can easily pass through that curved surface. For example, if we have this a curved region of a sphere and radiations are passing through it like this, so this is called radiations passing through a surface area. So from a specific curved surface area, radiations are going to pass like this. And luminosity can be represented by the unit of watts, and d represents the distance from center of a star to the surface. So d is the distance from center of a star to the surface. So this is the concept of radiant flux intensity. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So after radiant flux intensity, we discuss about some the concept of the stars, and we discuss about some the bodies in the universe or in the outer space that emit radiation. So if we specific consider the type of radiations, like how to calculate those radiations and what are the laws related to the radiations coming out from the different bodies. So we have a concept of black body and black body radiations. So after this radiant flux intensity idea, we have concept of black body and black body radiation.
So is it kind of like for black holes and stuff?
Basically, if you remember in the
It's for
thermal,
like the black object, right? Like matte black.
exactly. So in the thermal section, we studied in the previous course that black colors are good absorber, they are good emitter. So definitely to emit maximum amount of radiations. So black also helps to emit maximum amount of radiations, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Next we have the idea related to black body and radiation. So when a certain type of radiation is going to incident on a body, so either it can be absorb, transmit, and reflect that radiation. So there are multiple possibilities, because we already studied in the nature of the waves that waves can be reflect, refract, diffract. So there are multiple possibilities. So for black body radiations, we can say when radiation is incident on a body, it can absorb,
So it's
transmit.
kind of like the inverse radiant flux intensity, if you think.
Exactly, because
Like instead
hmm,
instead of it coming, it's like absorbing, it's taking it away.
exactly. We have some values also, for example, for absorbed frequency or this absorbed radiation, we use the term alpha, and we use the density symbol phi for the reflected one, and we used the tau symbol for the transmitted fraction, and it will helps you to identify the type of the body, that either it is a completely transparent or it is a opaque type of a body. So that helps you to identify with the help of the radiation absorbed, reflected, or transmitted by the body. Okay.
Okay.
and reflect that radiation. So for example, just to make comparison of these type of like transmission, reflected and absorption. So we have three different symbols like alpha, pi, and the tau symbol. So the sum of all these three is equals to 1. And alpha represents the absorbed fraction, and this symbol represents reflected fraction, and the tau symbol represents transmitted fraction. So these are three different type of fraction, and if we add up all the fractions, so it will be completely equals to 1. Okay. So basically, if some body appears transparent, so if we are talking about outer space bodies and if we are talking about any specific body, so if a specific type of body appears transparent, so the value of tau, like the transmitted fraction, that is equals to 1. And it means all type of radiations can easily pass through that specific body. So that body seems like transparent. So for example, if there is a certain body which is completely transparent or it appears transparent, a body appears transparent because the value of tau is equals to 1, alpha is 0, and this phi is equals to also 0. So it means a body appears like a transparent, and these are the values according to the fraction. So in simple words, we can say all radiations can pass through it. All radiations are able
So
pass.
because all radiations are able to pass through, there's nothing like which is reflected.
Exactly. So if you consider any space body and you are saying that body is like a transparent body, so in other words, you want to say that all radiations can easily pass through that body. It is completely like a transparent body if we compare with any normal transparent body. Okay, so this is the difference. But let's suppose if body is not transparent, all radiations cannot pass through the body completely. So that seems like an opaque object. The body is opaque because the value of tau is now 0, but alpha plus phi is equals to 1. It means that if we consider alpha and the phi symbol, so alpha represent absorbed and the other one is reflected. So it means some got absorbed, some got reflected. Okay.
Okay.
So some gets absorbed, reflected. Okay. So this is the general description between the transparent and the opaque object. Other than that, if we talk about like the color bodies or the black bodies, like how the color bodies appear and how the black body appears and why they appear, what are the reasons. So for example, if we talk about colored opaque objects, so in colored opaque objects, they absorb all radiation and reflect only that color which appears to be the color of object. So basically, in this statement, we used to write colored opaque objects absorb all radiations and reflect only that color which appears to be color of the object. So for example, a body is red. So it means all red color. For example, we can say that the color is red. So red color means all red color light is going to be
Reflected.
reflected. Exactly.
And all the other colors are absorbed. So it's kind of like the frequency of what is being not like accept not absorbed.
Exactly. So red color is reflected. And the other option is for the black bodies, just like we mentioned. So basically, for the black bodies, we can say object appears black as all radiations get absorbed and no radiation is reflected back. So in this scenario, for the black body, all radiations get absorbed and no radiation is going to reflect back. So body is going to be appeared the black. And for the color one, whatever the color reflects, so that color will be the color of the body. Okay. So this is the difference, or like this is the comparison for the black body, how we will get the black body and how we will get the color body, and also like the difference between the opaque and the transparent object. So if we want to differentiate between them, so we can also differentiate between them related to the opaque object and related to the transparent object, right? And
Yeah, okay.
the next topic is about complete black body and only black body radiations, and there are like a Stephen Boltzmann law, Wayne's displacement law, and then uh, after these two laws, These two laws are especially related to the black body radiations. Then we have redshift idea and the Hubble's law. So these are the topics we need to cover in this chapter. So in next class, we will start from the black body, that what are the features and the factors we need to work for the black body. And second, the laws related to the black body. So there are two laws related to the black body and their graphical representation. Then the next two topics are easy because we already discussed about the redshift, why the galaxies used to be called redshifted because of the Doppler's effect we studied in AS, and the Hubble's law, okay, for the distant objects and the galaxies that are moving away from the other bodies. Okay.
Okay.